Hi, I'm Chris Yardley. I'm at Print Panther in Oakville, Ontario, Canada, and I'm really excited to have Chris Bondy here from RIT.
Yeah, it's great to be back in my hometown, actually, as I grew up not too far from here in Etobicoke. And it's fun to bring my students here and connect with my dear friend and colleague, Chris Yardley. So RIT's been around for quite a while. In fact, the School of Print and Media is over 80 years old, and we're basically a transformation of that school into the School of Media Sciences. We have an undergrad program, which these senior students are from that undergrad program in Media Arts and Technology. We have a one-year master's program in Media Arts and Technology and a two-year master's program in Print Media. So we're kind of regarded in the industry as the Harvard of print, but we have over 5,000 alum in the industry working around the globe. So the fun thing for me in my role is that I'm able to work with students internationally, and when they leave here, they go back to ma and pa's business or industry, and I have friends in many different countries and companies in the printing industry across the globe with all, kind of RIT background. So we're very excited about this project. Every year we have a crop of seniors coming through our Media Arts and Technology program, and we run this program in the fall called Team Project. What Team Project is we find our industry partners like Christine who might have a unique real world project, and we put our students on that project with someone like Christine, with a service provider, and they gel together, define the project, and we bring that project from a concept to finished goods, to fruition. So in our case here, Chris, we're working on more than a box, right? A box that transforms to be some type of a Christmas ornament or tchotchke. And, the students have to figure out, what is this box going to be? How is it going to be created? What's the design? How does it relate to your production capability? And do that all within a budget that you've established, as well as a timeline. A lot of things for them to figure out. But we found in time that this project, Team Project course, is the best replication of what's going to happen to these students when they get out and work on the outside in a company like Print Panther.
It's exciting. It's exciting for us to see new ideas and things we haven't thought of, and it's just a really a breath of fresh air creatively. So I'm excited to see what they come up with. We're still in the concept stage. I think it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, you're in the classroom, and we have a fair amount of labs, but it's nothing like the real world. So we get here, and it looks like you have a lot of new things happening here. What are some of the new technologies that you've recently added to your portfolio?
Well, we have a lot of different technologies on the floor. You probably saw when we walked through, we have the MGI, which does the foil and varnish, and the new Xerox Iridesce, which allows us to do metallic inks, silver and gold, and soon to be white. Also, we have the Acurio press, which is wonderful for extended sheet. We can actually do 51 inches in length on that sheet, and it front to back duplexes beautifully, which is wonderful when you're taking that sheet and putting it on the MGI. You need to have very tight registration. So that kind of allows us to do the extended sheet. We also have the Biz Hub. We also have an Oki that can do white if we need to do that for this project. But all of our equipment is pretty much state of the art, brand new, and that's kind of what sets us apart, I think.
It's exciting, like you mentioned, just to come here and see the samples of all the cool things you can do, because it gets the students, creativity going of, oh, this is the possibility. And I imagine that's how you sell a lot of your projects to your clients, right? As you kind of show and tell a bit with what are the possibilities, and then it gets their mind going.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can add a bit of embellishment, and the industry is so full of embellishment at the moment. I mean, it is the buzzword, right? And not only just embellishment with foil and varnish, but also die cutting, and with this project, we're going to get into some pretty intricate die cutting from what I can see.
True.
So I think that could be kind of fun.
Yeah. Die cutting, construction.
Yeah.
And I'm even seeing, now that I come to your plant and I see on the floor that you've got all these different ways that you can embellish this sheet, but it's not just one unique process. It's how maybe one process could be coupled with another process or a third and combined together to create something new that none of us could even imagine until you actually pioneered it, right?
That's true. I mean, we're always pushing that boundary, see what can we make stick. If well, they'll tell us it won't stick on a substrate, but we find a way to do it, put toner down first or whatever the case may be. Laminates, obviously everyone's doing that, but there's always a way to make it work.
Yeah, I got a kick talking to one of your production folks out back, Mike, and he was saying that you go through operator training and then you really start working on the work, and by testing the latitudes of sort of the dwell time of how long that foil transfers to the sheet and how fast it goes through, you've got a world of sort of variance there that you can play around with. And I think the students will take it somewhere that probably you and I don't even know yet. They'll challenge us with their creative minds.
Well, maybe we should go and see what they've come up with back there.
Sounds great.
So we're just wrapping up the project we did for RIT. And it was a really great experience working with this class. And the way they approached it was they did a lot of different prototypes. And I'm always telling people prototypes are so important when you're building a box or you're building any kind of finished piece, because unless you build a prototype, you really don't know how it's going to function and how the pieces fit together. So I don't know if you can see this, but we have quite a few different designs. We had a hexagon sample that was more like a snowball effect and an ornament effect. One of the ornaments had actually two circles within each other, but then we realized when we were assembling that it would be very difficult to put these together. We did sleeves for a box as well as a box. So we wanted to kind of get a feel of a Christmas project that I could send out to my clients, and it would be a giveaway at Christmas time that they would hopefully keep. What ended up being the winner was this box, and it had a tree ornament inside, which was hand assembled. And the thought that went into designing this box is quite amazing. It's totally embellished with silver foil and varnish, but the embellishment lines up perfectly from the top of the box to the base of the box, which is really quite spectacular. And the students did this on their own. I mean, we helped them with some of the stages, especially making the dies. Things like this, this particular piece had 3 dies. One was the ornament die so that we could die cut it out and put it together. And this is what we ended up with, which was kind of cute. And then what was kind of cool about this is that each little flap, I guess you'd call it, has a little die cut hole in it. So we would go one with the other, and then we just fed the silver foil through. So it was kind of a labor of love putting these together. I wouldn't have wanted to do thousands, but for 150 it was perfect. But you can kind of see how clever that was, really, but how we had to stop the process when they were trying to do a double, because that would have taken an hour to put it together. So that was a learning experience for them to see, how things come together. We have 3 dies happening here. So when you're budgeting for a job, you have to take into account that you're going to have 3 dies that have to be die cut. Each piece is printed, each piece is varnished and foiled. So that all adds to your budget, and they were very budget conscious. They wanted to know what a piece cost. So we were just overjoyed at the final result. It was an awesome experience, and one I'd do again in a heartbeat.